Alright, so there is no drama going on in the big and small communities on YouTube right now, so I'm just gonna get into the video. So, one of my friends, no, I'm not talking about sub to David Land, Ajay Darte, or just a troll. I'm talking about flowoah. Now, flowoah, the guy who I shouted out a couple of months ago, he today he made a video talking about the animation squad on YouTube, and he mostly talked about ChillyPanda and Tabs not taking criticism. But before we get into those points he made in the video, I just want to address the points he made before he talked about those two YouTubers. Now, the points he made before the video was that, or before the real video started, was that he admitted to some points of the Speechy video being really bad. And I quote, the clip where he used the odds one out and Jaden Animation's clip, it was terrible. And yeah, his video could have been much better in my opinion too. It could have been, I mean, let's just leave it that it could have been better. He regrets some clips that he put in. He regrets some things that he left out. But overall, I thought that video was okay. I thought the video was just average. But anyways, on to the next point. He talks about Daft Pina. Now, when he talks about Daft Pina, he explains that he should get more credit for what he deserves because he critiques animators in the animation community, and sometimes his criticisms are just shut down by some animators because they can't take criticism, and a lot of other people can't take criticism either, such as the fans or just other YouTubers in general. I mean, I really think Daft Pina should be. I too think that. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. I also think that Daft Pina should get more credit for what he deserves because it could help other people in the future. It could help the fans in the future if they decide to become animators in the future. Tips and tricks on how to animate, or tips and tricks on, or just listening to Daft Pina on what should be done with their animations and what should be not done with their animations. I mean, Daft Pina is just left behind in the dark by some people, and it's just kind of disappointing because some of those animators tend to say that they receive constructive criticism, but then they just shut down criticism because of Daft Pina. And another point he talked about Daft Pina was that he's made a mistake in the past, and the biggest mistake that he did make was when he made that video 8 months ago on Jaden Animations faking her face reveal, which was proven to be a lie. Or actually, well, she didn't really show her face, so okay, she didn't show her face, but the point is, the Daft Pina's video was pretty bad. Flo can agree on that too. Whoops, sorry, the camera moved. But what Daft Pina talked about was that Jaden Animations had a disorder of some sort, a mental disorder, and flowoah basically responds to that, saying that Daft Pina was calling her a sociopath, and I believe that's that's all true with what flowoah was saying, because just because you have one of those disorders, it doesn't mean you're automatically bipolar, or it doesn't mean you are a sociopath. It just means that it just means that you don't have any feelings as of that moment, and it just means it's excuse me. What flowoah was trying to say was that Jaden Animations was only venting because it fits the tone, and second, because that's what some animators do when they're feeling down. And I think that's mostly what flowoah talked about Daft Pina. Other than that, he said that Daft Pina has done nothing else wrong in the past, and I believe his points on Daft Pina were alright. And guess what? flowoah even tweeted at Daft Pina about that video, and Daft Pina even admitted to saying that his video was pretty bad. Now, on to ChillyPanda and tabs. Now, one of the big major points that flowoah made on ChillyPanda was that ChillyPanda, whenever ChillyPanda said viewers want straight to the action animation or something like that, flowoah basically added a wheezing clip because of the logic and the idea that ChillyPanda said and that held. I mean, it wasn't too funny, but it was illogical because, one, straight to the action, it doesn't really show that your quality of animations are good. It just shows that you're kind of lazy. It shows that you don't really put much effort into your animations. And two, it just shows that the quality of the video is pretty bad itself in general. Now, on to the next point that he made on ChillyPanda. Now, let me think. I'll have to think about it for a second. Sorry about this. Oh yeah, the part that flowoah said was that he said that ChillyPanda likes constructive criticism, although that's not true because ChillyPanda blocked Daft Pina on Discord, even though he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't break any rules on Discord. He wasn't acting hostile towards ChillyPanda or any of her friends. And all Daft Pina did was make a review on one of ChillyPanda's friends. And basically, her friend lied and said that he was talking trash about her content. And that just wasn't true. It was only a negative opinion on her content. It's not necessarily talking trash. It's only a preference. That's all it is, an opinion. And basically, what flowoah said was that Daft Pina basically said hi, and ChillyPanda blocked him. And flowoah had evidence to show that by showing someone saying that he said hi, and then he got banned. That's one example of Daft Pina not getting the credit he deserves. Now we'll get into the point that he made on tabs. Now, flowoah, when he mostly reviewed the video of when Tabs was making a nice track on Daft Pina, just basically trash talking about him, saying to discard him, and basically just discrediting his criticisms and just saying that he's a hater of your art. And that's not true either. Daft Pina is not a hater. He has preferences like you and me, like me or flowoah and I or anyone else. They all have preferences. They're not haters. I seriously, I cannot stand when people keep saying that you're haters of someone whenever you're just giving them criticisms. I'm getting sick and tired of that. That argument's been going on for years and years. It doesn't have any value, it doesn't have any logic, it doesn't make any sense. That argument is just invalid. It's illogical. It's not really worth saying. Anyways, that was just my little rant on that little point. Now let's just get on to, sorry for getting sidetracked. Let's just go on to what flowoah was said about Tabs. Now, Tabs also says that you should receive constructive criticism. But yeah, the nice track says it all. And basically, what he talked about is that he made a little joke about ChillyPanda not really putting work into her art. Because Tabs in her nice track, she said that ChillyPanda puts a lot of work into her art. And he didn't laugh at that, but he basically just made a joke about it. And I do agree with that point. I mean, I don't think ChillyPanda puts a lot of effort into her animations. I do think that she puts a bit of effort, but not a whole lot of effort in her animations because of the slideshow animations, or so-called technically animations. But anyways, the main conclusion that I would like to get to is that, that flowoah said was that flowoah in conclusion said that the animation squad is pretty bad, but it's not so bad like other communities. But it could use some improvements, starting with ChillyPanda and Tabs. And it's so disappointing because flowoah is a fan of Tabs, as a matter of fact. He likes her content, but he doesn't like what she has to say at the end of the day. She comes off as hypocritical, so to speak, and so does ChillyPanda, but he didn't really say if he liked her content or not. But these were mostly my thoughts and opinions on flowoah's video on the animation squad. I thought the video was better than his speechy rant. And I'm being pretty honest here because every day he gets, or not every day, but every time he makes a video, he gets better and better, and he started off as a little seed, and he keeps growing and growing and growing into a good animation. I mean, what the hell? What am I saying? He keeps blooming and blooming into a better commentary channel, and I would like to see what he would do next. I expect more from him in the future. Anyways, I think that's going to be the whole video for today, and I'll see you next time.